From the Kentucky Speedway, it's round 12 of the Thunder Series. 16 eager competitors led by Mark the Fat Shark. We are green and underway at Kentucky. 134 laps on display tonight for all 16 of these drivers, every last one of them eager to grab their win, led by Mark the Fat Shark in the 12 into the third corner. Challenge down to the inside already, 3 and 4 wide through the third corner. No hesitations, already on top of the wheel. The 21 looks like he's going around. That's Jayco back onto the track in the path of the 48, and the 2 sliding back into pit road. Lap 1 troubles already for the Wood Brothers car of Jayco and a couple others involved. You see Haybray in the 3 car. He was also involved, and straight away a lot of action right on the front stretch. Can't even complete one lap, and already the action is flying. So far, the 12 car still leads with the 4 in tow. The 20 of Ford Tough in third place. Already a few cars coming down pit road. The 12, the 20, that looks like the 37 of Mr. Slidejob. Richie C. USA in the Hertz Hendrick Chevrolet will be restarting in second place next to the number 4 Busch Mustang. 2 laps complete, 3 laps underway here under caution at the Kentucky Speedway. It is the 12th round of the Thunder Series, and if you've never seen a Thunder Series race before, let's explain the rules real quick. The races are going to be 50% in length, unlike other series where they have stages. No stages, front to back, 50% in length. There's no mandatory pit stops. Points are awarded earlier in the week for qualifying, 16 points down to 1 point for first through 16th, and points are awarded during the race for laps led. Scrolling through the field now as they cycle back through one another. We're now joined by Rylan Panel. Rylan Panel, can't really call you a guest commentator anymore, Rylan. You're more like a partner of the broadcast team. Welcome once again to Thursday nights. Welcome to Kentucky. The blue moon of Kentucky keeps on shining, and these cars are looking to go for the win.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate you having me, and looking forward to a good race.
Already on this first lap, we saw Jayco getting off the 4th corner, got incredibly loose, and had to come back up on the track and really made contact with a couple of drivers there. So far, turn 4 has been the hot spot of the race so far as we get going underway. Four car leading the 48, 2-car fight for second place. Mustang, Camaro, your top 3. Rylan, a lot of guys seem to be using the middle line in 1 and 2 and the low line here in 3 and 4. Where's the fastest place to make a pass on the racetrack?
Yeah, it's definitely down low, but, turn 2 is definitely treacherous on the bottom. If you get too low, get on that apron, especially with worn tires, that could take some victims tonight. So we'll have to look and see how everybody handles exiting off turn 2.
A second victim already. You see Richie C. USA in the 24 Hendrick car. He's picked up a lot of damage. Unfortunately, we didn't see the caution that caused it. But you can see the 24 went around. Cars like Twisted Navy, he's got damage on the front end of his car, as does a Poor Boy. So clearly a couple of cars involved in that one. And 5 laps into this one, Rylan, already a couple of yellows have flown over the circuit. It seems like it's a new circuit with the same story, aggression, playing a part early in this one.
Yeah, absolutely. They're trying to get to the front, and Kentucky's a tough track, so it's going to test everyone's skill tonight.
Speaking of skill, Rylan, the cars getting incredibly loose off the corner is going to be a theme we see at this track, especially with the cars getting lighter on gas and the exit of these corners, especially for being relatively flat. How does a driver combat such oversteer coming off these corners?
Yeah, they just gotta. They gotta feather the throttle. um, and the more the tires wear out, the more they're going to feather that throttle, and really the person that can hold the throttle the longest and deepest into the run, they're going to be the best and make up the most positions later in a run.
We're looking at the drivers coming down pit road. As you might see, drivers smashing and nailing each other down this long, wide pit road. No damage will fall upon the cars. The only damage that matters is the damage they pick up on the racetrack, not pit lane. Looking at Lurkin Tom Gaming right now, our points leader, who lost just a little bit of ground last week at Talladega, but we expect big things out of the driver of the 95. Just ahead, you see the driver of the number 2 Miller Mustang. That belongs to COT Tommy. COT Tommy picking up his first top 5 of the season last week at Talladega. Rylan, one first top 5 can do wonders for a driver's psyche and for confidence going into the following weeks.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, and even just a top 10 can just completely change the confidence of a driver. So anything that can help them, just their confidence level, it's going to help them tremendously.
With the drivers, once again, we're about to complete the 6th lap of competition and about to get the 7th lap underway. 7 of 134, our scheduled distance at Kentucky. Green flag waving again, riding along with the 12 of Mark the Fat Shark. He gets a fantastic restart. Rylan, it looks like the 48 just didn't go.
Yeah, with these manual transmissions, sometimes they miss shifts and it causes mayhem for everyone around them.
Down the back stretch, and it looks like we have a change at the point. New leader, car number 12, Mark the Fat Shark in the Dex Penske Mustang, but not without a challenge. You see Lurkin Tom riding the rail on the high side. So far, he's making the use of the high line in 3 and 4. Rylan, we're not going to see that a lot tonight.
Absolutely not. It's very rare to see the high line work at Kentucky. Some people can make it work in 1 and 2, but in 3 and 4, you're going to want to run that bottom line.
Opening up to an early lead is the 12 car. In second place, you have Deplorable Me in the number 4 Mustang. Dusk sitting at the back in the number 8 Caterpillar Camaro, but it's not the end for Dusk fans. He usually makes a slow start, but expect to see the 8 car get back through the field as the race goes on. In the Petty number 43 entry is Mindless Warrior, currently holding his top 10, making use of the low line, but you see he shoots up into the 2 on the high side, the 2 with contact on the wall, and as Mindless is losing all sorts of speed down the backstretch, he's weaving, trying to stay out of other drivers' way. Rylan, how hard is it for a driver to regain momentum after they've made such an error like that?
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, you basically you have to let off the gas, and anytime you let off the gas, you're going to lose anywhere from 3 to 5 positions. So they just kind of got to collect their breath and get back in line and try and make up some positions.
With Habre, who's looking to make up plenty of positions, he's gone off to a slow start, but doing a good job holding off the 14 of a poor boy. Both of these drivers looking for a strong top 10 tonight. More towards the front, Bo 77. Welcome back to the Thunder Series after a couple of weeks of missing it. We've missed you, and so far he's holding his top 10 as well, not without a challenge from Nifty Agenda in the number 22 Pennzoil Shell Mustang. Already Bo making good progress, sitting under the 37, looking to take that position out of turn 2. Now with the 48 of Tristran, currently sitting in 4th place, making all of the use of that apron. You can see the momentum it cuts off, and there goes his 4th place to the top. Ford Tough in the DeWalt Gibbs Camry taking that position. Rylan, why are a lot of drivers using the apron so early in this race?
Yeah, I mean, it gives you a lot of grip if you can make it stick. It's really dangerous off of turn 2, but in turn 3 and 4, you really can make it work as long as your car can handle it. So you'll see people dip down there in 3 and 4, but I don't think you'll see anybody on the apron in 1 and 2, not in deep in a run.
With COT Tommy, who's kept his car scratch-free so far. Out of the 4th corner, you can see the cars have gotten single file for the most part as they string out in this one. We've We've got 122 laps left in this competition. Drivers finally getting some space between them, and Rylan, this green flag run is where we're going to see how these drivers manage their tires and fuel. Would you say it's going to be tires or fuel that's going to matter more come the end of this race?
Yeah, I think it'll be tires. I mean, Kentucky's an older track surface. Definitely, nothing like Atlanta, but it'll definitely chew some tires up. So, and as they wear tires out, like I said, that exit of turn 2 is just going to get more and more treacherous. So, interesting to see if anybody becomes a victim of the exit of turn 2.
Already getting a little squirrely out of this third corner. You can see Bo 77 having some trouble and holding up just a little bit of the traffic. He's been swallowed alive by that competition. Your top 5, the 12 of Mark the Fat Shark, the 4 of Deplorable Me, Twisted Navy in the 42, Ford Tough in the number 20, Camry and Slide Job rounding out your top 5 in that Maxwell House Camaro. Ford Tough now about to lose 4th position to Slide Job. You can just see how tough it is for these drivers to maintain a straight line coming off that second corner. $120 laps to go now in this event with OVO, Ontario's very own Nifty Agenda, in one of the 3 Penske entries this evening, currently holding off Bo 77 in the Exalta Camaro. Nifty doing a good job of holding a smooth line, Rylan.
Absolutely. He's a smooth driver. He's aggressive when it matters. So he's going to take it easy for now, but look for him to be very aggressive at the end of the race and try and get up to the front and lead some laps.
About 17 to 20 laps away from the fuel window now, riding around with Deplorable Me, who he and the leader, Mark the Fat Shark in the number 12 Mustang, have made their own lead at the front here, a league of their own, if you will, riding along with Jaco, who's part of this gaggle for 8th place, almost a 6-car fight for position. Now with Slide Job, who's taken 3rd place, and he seems to be moving up through the field. You see Twisted Navy in the 42 Clover Chevrolet. He has been relegated down to 5th. Slide Job's on the way up, Rylan. You can see he's closing the gap to 1st and 2nd. And as always, we're going to ask the question, too hard, too fast?
Yeah, I think Slide Job just has a car that, you see it every week. He's set up for the long run, so he struggles early on, but then once that car gets going on the long run, it is hard to stop him. So, I think he'll make up some time here, and I think his car will just get better as the run goes on.
Top 5 has strung out. Keep your eye on that blue Maxwell House Camaro. He is charging up the field. We expect to see him challenging for 2nd very shortly. Challenging for the lead, you can see Deplorable Me getting ever closer to Mark the Fat Shark. Rylan, take a difference in the 2 lines here. You see the 12 cars right on that yellow line of 3 and 4, while Deplorable Me's choosing to ride the high line through the opposite end of the racetrack. What is that going to mean for either driver 20 laps from now when they come down pit road?
Yeah, Deplorable is probably running a little bit looser race car. Anytime you have a looser race car, the 12 gets loose and the Deplorable goes up under him.
Change for the lead. There's a bobble there. The 12 already losing 1st and 2nd. New leader, car number 4 of Deplorable Me, Mark the Fat Shark. You saw him wiggle out of the 2nd corner, shoot up the racetrack, and he really had to let off the throttle to not make any contact. 4 leads 37 in 2nd, and the Penske 12 of Mark the Fat Shark rounds out the top 3. Mustang, Camaro, Mustang, Camry, your top 4. We were just discussing high line versus low line. You mentioned Deplorable's running a looser race car if he's running that higher line.
Yeah, absolutely. If you have a looser race car, the high line is much better for your car. It keeps it more stable. If you're running a tighter race car, you're going to want to run on the bottom. So as you see these different lines, it's just the different setup and the different driving style of all these drivers. So it's interesting to see, and luckily Kentucky, gives a good 2-3 racing groove racetrack.
who's in the groove. It's Slide Job who's in the groove, the driver of the number 37 Maxwell House Chevrolet, making that challenge for the lead. The 48's gone around on the backstretch, Rylan. 48's around all by himself, seemingly. Habray's coming down pit road, and the lead is about to change hands here unless Deplorable pulls out some great defense. Slide Job's all over his rear bumper, and mentally speaking, how hard is it to maintain a smooth line when the guy behind you is right up your trumpet?
Oh man, it's tough. I mean, you know, we race every week, and it's never easy to look in your rearview mirror and see that car behind you closing in and seeing that gap shorten. So, yeah, Deplorable's got a lot of pressure on him, but he can handle it. You know, he's a tough competitor, so he's just got to stay focused and run his line.
The race stays green as the drivers come down across the line. 111 laps to go in this event. We're right around 11 to 12 laps from seeing the first scheduled pit stops of the race. These two in a class of their own. You see a battle for third between Ford Tough and the 12 of Mark the Fat Shark. At the front, Slide Job sticking behind the 4, and you can see he's lost just a little bit of ground. And it seems the yellows come out, Ryland. The yellows come out. You can see the 21 has caused some damage. Someone else is on the inside of 3. Mindless Warrior in the 43 has been caught in it. Bo 77's been caught in it. Twisted Navy with a huge shunt to the front of his car.
Yeah,
Poor Boy's
wreck.
been involved. His first incident of the night. At least 4 cars involved in this crash here on this third caution of the evening, now with 110 and then some laps to go. 3 cautions so far, not even 30 laps into this event, but certainly you can see tires having an effect on it, drivers having a hard time maintaining a smooth line through these corners.
Yeah, Kentucky's
Ryland,
a tough track. I mean, yeah, it's and it's a track that people don't run on a very regular basis. You know, the average tracks of Atlanta, you know, Charlotte. I mean, we run those tracks all the time. But you come to a place like Kentucky, a lot of people don't have a lot of lap times here, so it's kind of a new track, and you're seeing that tonight. You know, with a few drivers struggling.
Tristran picking up a little bit of damage in that one. He sits at the tail end of this one, but plenty of opportunity for drivers to come down pit road, get their repairs. You can see Habray is getting his lap back. You saw him dive down pit road a number of laps ago. So we're going to let the drivers come down pit road, make the necessary repairs, and we will be back with the green flag. You're watching Thursday Night Thunder Series from Kentucky. Back with you on the Thursday Night Thunder series, riding along with Mr. Slidejob in the number 37 Maxwell House Camaro. He starts in second place to the outside of Deplorable Me in the Busch Beer Mustang. Green flag is in the air. We're racing once again at Kentucky. Ford car to an early lead. The 12 of Ford Tough to the inside. Mr. Slidejob holding his line on the outside. Not well enough. 20 takes the position. 12 to the inside of the 37. He doesn't get a good look. 37 to the inside of the 20. 4, 20, 37 out of the second corner down the backstretch. 37 to the inside of the 20. Now looking to the inside of the 4. Not going to be enough room. And it's 4, 37, 12 out of the fourth corner. Mustang, Camaro, Mustang, Deplorable Me leads them to the line at Kentucky. A clean restart so far, Ryland. The drivers have had 3 pit stops already, given the 3 cautions that we've had, and plenty of time to make adjustments. Still plenty to go, 106 laps left in this one, but after a few pit stops, you know how your car feels. What are the major adjustments you make to dial your car in for these long runs?
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing is wedge. If you're loose or tight, you're going to adjust your wedge. Also tire pressure, mostly right rear, right front. The left sides don't really do a whole lot here at Kentucky because of the flat banking. But yeah, the drivers have definitely made some adjustments in these 3 pit stops that they've had since the drop of the green flag.
105 laps left in this competition, starting to string out at the front, but no respite for the leaders. Mark the Fat Shark to the inside of the 4. Here's a challenge for the lead. 2 Mustangs and a Camry at the front. Deplorable leads him to the line, but going into the first corner, Mark's going to have the preferred line. At the point, it's still the 4 car just edging the 12. At Ryland, we talked about low line versus high line, and you can just see how much the high line is helping out the 4 car right now.
Yeah, he gets a huge run off the turn, and that's, if you can make it stick and you can keep it, in the middle to the top line, you can get a huge run off the corner.
12 just edges the 4 using all of the apron. COT Tommy now with him. He's making his march into second place. Penske, SHR, 3 Mustangs leading the way. And at the front, new leader, car number 12, Mark the Fat Shark in the Dex Imaging Mustang. Right behind him, Deplorable Me in the Stewart-Haas Busch Beer Mustang. The battle for third between the Gibbs Camry of Ford Tough. And now that battle goes to COT Tommy in the Miller Mustang. The COT Tommy now with a mirror full of Lurkin Tom in that black Toyota owner's Camry, still at the front, not without a rear view mirror full of black Mustang, is Mark the Fat Shark. Ryland, the 12 made the necessary adjustments, and he's starting to pull away.
Yeah, absolutely, and he may have a short run car. It'll be interesting to see. It's very early in the run, so we'll see if the 12 car can stay strong and see if he has a long run car in the end of this run.
Across the line, it's going to be 12-2 for Penske, your top 2, 101 laps to go in this one. Coming out of the second corner, it's 1 car, almost looks like Santa's red sleigh, leading 12 desperate reindeer who want to be at the point. We have a change for second place. Mr. Slidejob in the Maxwell House Camaro. He takes second. Deplorable Me in the Busch Mustang takes third. 12, 37, 4. Your top 3 at the line. Still a 4-way fight for fourth place. Enters Nifty Agenda, the third of the 3 Penske cars in tonight's competition. We talked about Nifty earlier in this one, Ryland. We said he would come up, and he has.
Absolutely. He's always going to be there at the end. I mean, Nifty is a great racer. He's very steady. He doesn't make very many mistakes, and you can see him there, running in the top 5 and looking to make some time up on Deplorable.
Now with 99 laps to go, 12, 37, 4 at the line. The 4 car starting to break away. You can see Lurkin Tom on the bottom of the line, and there's contact between the drivers. That looked like Richie C USA getting loose off the corner. He got into Lurkin Tom Gaming, who's now sinking back like a lead Camry balloon through the field. You see him on the apron of turn 4. He finally gets back up to speed, he's going to lose at least 6 or 7 positions. He's all the way back behind Jaco Tristrand in the 48 and Twisted Navy in the 42. Rylan, he's got his work cut out for him. We know he can get it done, but it must be damaging to a driver's mentality when he's doing so well and he gets shoved into the field like that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And you also have to wonder, if he did touch that wall or, get close to that wall, did he have any damage or did he put some extra wear on his tires? I mean, that's something that will cause him to really want to come down pit road the next time either green flag or yellow stops are happening.
Mark the Fat Shark still at the point. Mustang, Camaro Mustang, 12:37.4. Now with 97 laps to go and about 20 laps away from green flag pit stops. There's been enough contact to suggest that we might not get green flag pit stops, but the race marches on now. 96 to go, still 12:37.4, your top three. Mr. Slide Job cannot get rid of the 4. Rylan, you mentioned how difficult it is to drive with another driver filling your rear view mirror when you can see the whites of his eyes reflecting in your glass. But so far, Slide Job is not shaken. He remains strong in second.
Yeah, Slide Job's really good about, not trying to not look in his rearview mirror and just staying focused. I mean, a lot of race car drivers, when they start looking in the rearview mirror, they start making mistakes. But Slide Job's pretty good about staying focused and staying in his line and, running his own race.
He's focused on first, Rylan. He has now closed that gap to just a few tenths. What was 2 seconds, it's just a stone's throw away from first place. We'll catch up with these two a lap from now. Jaco, who was originally involved in that first incident on lap 1, finally getting some clean space to himself. You can see Lurkin Tom has gotten around him, but he's managed to stay ahead of a Poor Boy and Twisted Navy. We hope to see good things out of the 21. Sitting in third place with Deplorable in the Busch Beer Mustang. He's looking ahead to this fight for the lead. Let's catch back up with the leaders. You see Slide Job in the 37. Sends it into the inside of the 12. Hold him up just a little bit in 3, but look at the move. Look at the crossover. Right there it is coming out of the 4th corner. No new leader. And Mark the Fat Shark. What a move to the inside, Rylan.
Absolutely. That's a great move. And he's looking in his mirror a lot right now because Slide Job is there. Slide Job sends it on him in turn 1.
Coming out of the 2nd corner, still side by side, left to right. 37 to the inside of the 12, to the front. New leader, car 37 in the Maxwell House Camaro. He tries to pinch off the 12. He's really holding him under that yellow line. Rylan,
oh, 12
the 12 gets around. The 12's around. He's into the 20. Jaco's going to be driving up to this incident. 3, 4 cars involved. Richie's in the air. Mindless Warrior sailing into the air. Mark the Fat Shark's in the air. Deplorable Me and Slide Job get away unscathed, but you can see just cars flying everywhere. They tried the crossover one more time, Rylan. The 12 car tried the crossover under the 37, and if you roll it back, you saw the 37 was playing some pretty aggressive defense in turn 3.
Absolutely. The 37 pushed him down a little bit below the yellow line, and that apron is not forgiving. So it looks like the 12 got kind of shoved down there, and he's trying to keep it going and spun it around, and unfortunately collected several other drivers in spinning.
I counted 6 cars involved in that one. We're looking at the leaders now coming down pit road. Just about everybody's coming down pit road, and we said it earlier, we're not going to make it to that green flag window. The drivers will come down for 4 tires, fuel, and 32 race laps of fresh, high-octane Sunoco racing fuel. Pit stops is where a driver can win or lose this race. Going to be just about 90 laps to go when the drivers come to collect the green flag, and we'll be interested to see who wins the race off pit road. Slide Job went in first. Deplorable Me came out second, and that's how the order shall remain. 37-4 out of pit road, but that may not be the order when we go back to green. see, I believe, at least one driver stayed out, if I'm not mistaken. You can see Lurkin Tom got a big piece of that accident. He's got some huge damage in the front here. Mark the Fat Shark, who was in second place, he got pinched under the yellow line, spun around, collected. He looks the worse for wear, but fresh Goodyears and racing fuel means he's ready to race after this one. The 20 and the 48 stayed out. You're looking at Ford Tough on the left, Tristrand on the right. These two will lead us to green, riding along now with the DeWalt Gibbs entry. He'll be coming back around. Now, it doesn't look like they came down pit road. Rylan, I'm no expert. However, that may not be the smartest move with tires that are more than 10 laps old.
Yeah, you know, of course, you know, track position's important, but man, at this track, 4 tires are way more important than track position. So it's interesting. We'll see how they do on this restart, but I think you'll see them drop to the back pretty quick, going up against these 4 fresh Goodyear tires that these other cars took.
Back out of the fourth corner, it's going to be Ford Tough 82 leading us to the green flag. Tristrand in second, and all 14 drivers behind them with fresh Goodyear tires. Let's see how they manage these old tires on the restart. 20 with a mirror full of 37, and round the second corner they go. 20 leading to 37, some contact on the outside wall already. Cars diving down to the inside. It looks like one black car down to the inside after some turn 2 contact. Out of the fourth corner, leading his first and second laps of the evening, Ford Tough in the DeWalt Mustang. The 37 of Slide Job in second. Tristrand valiantly holding third. Not for long, here comes Deplorable into the outside of the 20. The move for the lead. Can Slide Job make it stick? Barely, still on the quarter panel of the 20, coming into the third corner.
Oh, Tristan run up the track.
Third time tonight. Tristrand running into the 4 there, trying to maintain position off of the 4 car. 37 to the high side. Rylan, the third time tonight that we mentioned low line versus high line. Ford's making it work on the inside.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm impressed with him. I mean, you know, he's got older tires and he's hanging in there, but Slide Job I think is going to eventually get around him. Oh, Slide Job in the contact
in the outside wall. 37 to the inside. He's going to lose a lot of positions. Deplorable Me in the 4. He's now going to fill up the mirror of that 20 DeWalt Camry. And the challenge is still on for Ford Tough. He is holding his own. Slide Job now has to make his way through the Canadian of Nifty Agenda. Tristrand in the Ally Chevrolet. Deplorable Me in the Black Bush Mustang. And Ford Tough, who's been hanging Toyota Camry Tough in the first position. To the inside of the 20. Here comes the 4. This is for the lead. The 4 car has been able to make the middle line and the high line, and now we see the low line work for him all night. New leader, car number 4. Rylan, how important is it that a driver figures out all the lines of the race? There's a wreck in the front. 42's gone around. 24's into the 42. End over end. Barrel rolls and flipping right in front of the pit road exit. The 8's gone around as well. Every other driver looks to make it through okay. Dusk is through okay. And the 4th caution of the night flies over the Kentucky Speedway. Drivers already coming down pit road for this one. Just more contact down the front stretch, Rylan. These drivers can't seem to get it going for more than about 15 laps.
Yeah, it's a tough track, but you know, this caution really works out well for Ford Tough as well as Tristrand. Now they're running second and fourth. They'll be on the same pit cycle as these leaders. That was a great call by them, you know, to stay out, get some track position, and now they're on the same strategy.
That was a fantastic gamble. The DeWalt Camry that we see perpendicular to his pit stop, again, does not affect the drivers damage-wise. Is a great gamble for Ford Tough and for Tristrand alike in the 48 Hendrick Chevrolet. Both of them stayed out during the last caution. They gambled and won on another caution, and not only do they get to keep their track position, but now they have the same fresh tires as the 37 just ahead. and Deplorable Me, arguably the two fastest drivers of the night. That must mean a lot to these drivers. Not only did they defend their lead, but they're back up fighting in contention. Rylan, this race for the lead, it just got a lot more dynamic.
Yep, absolutely. It's, as these laps keep ticking down, you're going to see people get more and more aggressive, and these cautions, I think, you're just going to keep seeing them happen. So, like I said, Ford Tough, awesome move on his part. Running second now with fresh tires. Now we can really see what his car can do with those 4 fresh tires on his 20 Toyota Camry.
Tires seem to be the theme of the evening, as we've never made it through a full fuel tank on green flag runs. 31 laps is what each of these cars will hold, but our longest green flag run of the evening hasn't been more than 17 laps, so we're very interested indeed to see what these cars do. It will be Deplorable Me in the number 4 Busch Mustang leading us to the green flag. Let's ride around with Mr. Slide Job and see how he gets along on the restart. Green flags in the air, we're racing once again. You hear the cars sing up to 9,000 RPMs, and here we go. Slide Job immediately looks to the inside of the 4. The 4 pinches him off. 4, 37, 20, 48, 95. Your top 5 coming out of the second corner. And already, Rylan, here goes Ford Tough for the position on Slide Job.
Yeah, he's making it work on the bottom. Looks like his car's handling really well. So I think those 4 tires and whatever adjustments he made may have really paid off.
2 in the 88 battling through the pack. You can see 3 wide for position 21, 88, 2 low, middle, high. COT Tommy making some contact with the outside wall, and that breaks up that 3 wide party. Jaco, he has now crept into the top 10 after a slow start. He's making his way through. At the front, new leader, car number 4, Deplorable Me, since the restart, and he maintains that lead. But the 20 and the 37 hot on his heels. Nifty Agenda making some contact off the 4th corner. He's slow through the front stretch, and now Mindless Warrior is on his tailpipes, challenging for position. 43 to the inside of the 22, the 88 of Bo 77. He's with the 43, and they are stacking up in the 3rd corner. 4 still leads, 37 making the challenge for second. 4 wide for position through turn 3 and out of 4. They make it through clean, but the storm is brewing. The 6th caution of the evening is gonna happen right here if these drivers don't lay off just a little bit. You can see Ford Tough still challenging for second place to the inside of the 37. He's gonna get some help from the points leader, Lurkin Tom, who's gonna make it 3 wide into the 3rd corner. And he's going to make it stick to the inside, but he just won't have the speed. Rylan, there is the futility of the low line in action. You have the position, but it just scrubs off so much pace in the corner. The driver has nothing to do but hold on and wait.
Yeah, if you get stuck on the bottom, you really get a run coming into the turn. But if you have to stay to the bottom, if there's cars on your outside, you really lose that momentum coming off the exit of the turns. But, the 4 cars loving looking back in his mirror and seeing that 3 wide racing and getting a little bit, probably about a half a second of a gap between himself and 2nd and 3rd and 4th place.
That black speck that you saw on the left side of your screen was the leader of Deplorable Me. You can see it's about 5 seconds back to Richie C. USA, sitting in 10th place, challenging Jaco now for position. Jaco now takes 10th place from the Hendrick Chevrolet. Twisted Navy looking in 12th. He wants a piece of the action up front. Up front, COT Tommy is making his charge up to Mindless Warrior in the 43, Trisran in the 48, and Mark the Fat Shark sitting in the 12. That was our pole sitter who currently holds 5th position. Riding with Bo 77, now sitting behind Nifty Agenda. Nifty chasing his Penske teammate of COT Tommy in the black number 2 Miller Mustang. Hey Bray in the number 3 Dow Chevrolet. He and Dusk have been spending most of this race at the back. Still plenty of time for these drivers. Rylan, these are the drivers that you just can't sleep on. These two at the back have nothing to lose, and they could make the right adjustments that will send their cars right to the front in no time.
Absolutely, and anybody in the back, they have more of a chance of taking a gamble on pit road. Maybe taking 2 tires, or maybe even staying out. We saw how that worked out for Ford and Tri-Strand. So, look to them.
22's around in turn 3, collected
yeah.
by the 42 and the 14. The 3 of Haybray nearly misses it. 22's around again on the turn 3 infield. Sorry to cut you off, Rylan. You saw
absolutely.
the 22 just get out of sorts out of the second corner. And just as we panned to him, we caught him on the tail end of that accident. Caution will fly for the 6th time at the Kentucky Speedway on this Thursday Night Thunder Series event, and it just looks like as soon as these tires wear away, the drivers lose all control out of 2 and 4, and it sets them up for calamity. Pit stops coming up. Rylan, what do you expect now after 4 or 5 pit stops?
Yeah, I think a lot of the drivers are going to be tightening up their race car. You can tell that on the short run, it looks like they're all pretty stable, but on the long run, once these tires start wearing out, a lot of these race cars are just wicked loose. So they're probably going to tighten these things up, try and get a little bit better on the longer run, and so they can be a little more stable as the tires wear off.
Drivers filing into pit lane, nose to tail, single file for 4 fresh Goodyears and a tank full of Sunoco fuel. We're going to give the drivers a chance to catch their breaths, and we're going to give ourselves a chance to catch our breaths. 75 laps to go at the Kentucky Speedway. You're watching the Thursday Night Thunder Series. Back with you on the Thursday Night Thunder Series. 30 more laps of high-octane fuel pumped into these race cars. 4 fresh Goodyear tires bolted on, and we're ready to go racing once again. Deplorable Me going to lead us to the green flag. Mr. Slide Job in second place in the 37, and now in third place, his highest rank all evening, Lurkin Tom Gaming in the Toyota Owners Camry. Rylan, he's going for the lead already, and he must have taken 2 tires to get that track position. Look at the 95 go under the yellow line.
Yeah, absolutely. Lurkin's, he's not afraid to take chances, and you see him taking that inside line against Deplorable.
Almost going 3 wide for the lead. Deplorable leading this one. 4 wide for second place out of 4. 5-car fight. Look at him go, and you can see them. Mark the Fat Shark leading this hornet's nest of race cars out of the 4th corner, wiggling into turn 1. His Penske teammate right up his backside. COT Tommy gets loose in 1. He's wiggling back to the inside of the 2nd corner, using all of that apron, trying to gain any sort of speed. 2 is shuffling back. 88's to the inside. He makes contact with that inside wall. Coming back up the racetrack, 22 makes contact with the outside wall. Almost a crash, just barely avoided, thanks to these drivers' immense skill at the line for
Oh, we got one in the
12,
outside
37, 48. It looks like Bo 77's in the outside wall there. Rylan, I don't see that anybody else was collected in that accident, but it looks like the drivers are slowing down for caution number 6 of the evening. Rylan, describe what you saw with the 88 car.
Yeah, it looks like the 88 came off the turn 4 exit, got loose and got in the grass. Looks like he tried to correct it and it just turned hard right on him. He had huge contact with the outside wall there right at the start-finish line.
Unfortunate for Bo 77. He has not had the most serendipitous of events this evening, but we are just under halfway. We're just about to complete lap 63 and start lap 64 of 134 laps. So for all intents and purposes, we are halfway at the Kentucky Speedway. We are going to take one more short break while the drivers come down pit road, and we'll be back for the green flag. You're watching Thursday Night Thunder at Kentucky. Back with you on the Thursday Night Thunder Series. You're riding around with series points leader and Kentucky struggler, Lurkin Tom Gaming. Rylan, we were looking at Lurkin advancing through the field quite brilliantly up until some turn 2 contact sent him back to 10th place. Green flag is out once again on lap 65. He sits in second place with fresh tires after he gambled on that most recent caution. That makes 3 drivers tonight who have gambled on early yellows and won. Then the 12's around in 2.
Oh, man.
Barely hold it together. And 95 to the lead, 4 in second place, and it looks like the 37's going to take third. Lurkin struggling out of the 4th corner, losing a boatload of momentum. But Rylan gambling on cautions seems to be what's popular.
Absolutely. And Jaco gambled too, and you can see he's deep in the middle of the pack. So, you know, it works for some drivers, and some drivers it just doesn't work as well.
95 leading out of the 2nd corner, the 4 car of Deplorable Me holding tight. 37 to the inside of the 4. Is he going to make the move for third? The 37 stays in third, but here comes the 4 to the front. Deplorable Me making his run for the lead. New leader, car number 4, 37 following closely behind. Mr. Slidejob looking to take that lead, and he's led briefly, but only for a few moments before Deplorable takes it back. But look at this, 3 wide for first place, now 2 wide for first place. 37 making that challenge. Rylan, let's watch him use that low line.
Absolutely. Oh, 95's going, using the apron, really using all of the racetrack there.
95 doing everything he can to stay in that top 3, challenging the 37. Reminders for those that love plate racing, the yellow line is not out of bounds at Kentucky. Drivers can use any lines in any direction they want at their own risk. Rylan, we mentioned earlier in the show, as you see the 20 of 4 tough make a little bit of turn 2 contact. We mentioned earlier how drivers use the apron in turn 2 and to really send it deep into turn 3. What's the payoff, and then what's the detractor for drivers when it comes to using that apron?
Yeah, well, in turn 2, I mean, you can really get a good run if your car is set up for it. If your car's loose, you are really risking it using that apron coming off a turn 2 exit. Going into turn 3 gives you a huge run into the turn, but it does hurt your exit speed a little bit.
Here's something we haven't seen thus far. Deplorable Me sitting in 4th place. Rylan, he's currently fighting off COT Tommy, who's looking to overtake Deplorable in 4th place. What necessarily could a driver do to their car that could cause them to slide back, or is the Ford just saving tires?
Yeah, he could just be saving. I mean, he's a very calm driver, but it also could be that, you know, his crew chief, they made an adjustment to try and make it faster, and it just went the wrong way. So if that's the case, you'll probably see him go back to his old setup and you know, get back up to the front.
Riding along with Ontario's very own in 9th place, Nifty Agenda, who carries the standard for Canadian drivers in Thursday Night Thunder. He is currently holding a steady line. More of a long-run driver. He's challenging for 8th place. Rylan, don't sleep on OVO.
Yeah, you can't sleep on Nifty. He's just a run right there in the middle, you know, and right at the end of the race, all of a sudden you'll be asking yourself, where did that 22 car come from?
You can say the same about the 24, Richie C. USA, who has been, I would say, the quietest of all our Hendrick drivers tonight. Involved in the second caution of the evening, but you can see he's sitting in 10th, and he's ready to pounce if any of these drivers make that mistake. He's looking to overtake the 22. You saw the 22 use the apron heavily at a turn 2, and there are the dividends that it pays off for the 24. Rylan, Richie's one of the more patient drivers tonight, but so far patience has not been helping anybody.
Yeah, I mean, you know, patience is a good thing to have, but as these laps tick down, you know, you got to turn up the aggression just a little bit. You know, try and get past any car you can. That's an extra little bit of points.
62 laps to go in this event. That's 2 full green flag runs, but don't bet on 2 full green flag runs. The 48 Richie C silently making his way up the field. He's trying to challenge his Hendrick teammate Tristran for position. Meanwhile, back at the ranch in car 37, he is at the point. Mr. Slyjob, your new leader, Lurkin Tom Gaming, sitting in 2nd place in the 95 Toyota Owners Camry. Jayco coming down pit road. Rylan, green flag stops underway. Could be a little bit of strategy. Jayco gambling on a caution coming soon.
Yeah, Jayco's probably trying to do a little bit of short pit, you know, come down, get those fresh tires, run some faster laps, and if it does stay green, you know, he'll make up some significant time to the leaders as they're running these slower laps with the worn out Goodyear tires.
Camaro, Camry, Mustang, Camaro, your top 5. That 3rd Mustang belonging to Deplorable Me, that 3rd Mustang about to belong to COT Tommy, and we could see Deplorable spin some extra laps here with the tires he's been saving. You can see how he makes that middle line work. Haybury coming down pit road now, 2x2, 2 rows deep for 3rd place. COT Tommy in the Miller Mustang to the inside. Deplorable Me, the Busch Mustang on the outside. The Battle of the Beers for 3rd, and then 2 Camaros currently battling it out for 4th place. Nifty Agenda has gone around in the corner with a poor boy. This is in turn 2. The 22 and the 14 have gone around. Rylan, we were just talking about the 22 making progress, and this is not the break that the 14 car needed. A poor boy's had nothing but trouble tonight.
Yeah, he's definitely struggled, you know, I mean, but this is definitely, you know, some of these cars that came down pit road, Jayco and Haybury, you know, they may be trapped a lap down now, so that strategy of them trying to make up some time may have backfired on them here during this caution.
You see Haybury now coming around, Jayco as well, who came down. They gambled on those cautions, and I would say this is the first time their gambles have not paid off. We were still about 15 laps away from the fuel wearing down, about 5 laps away from the rest of the window opening. You're looking at your top 2, the 37 of Mr. Slyjob and Lurkin Tom Gaming. COT Tommy sitting in 3rd in the Miller Mustang. Already some cars coming down the access road. That doesn't necessarily indicate they're coming down pit road. Could be just a little bit of trickeration. We'll see who comes down and who stays out. 37's in, 95 is in. All of the top 5 is coming down. Matter of fact, Rylan, I think everybody's coming down pit road.
Yep, they're wanting those tires. I mean, it's, Kentucky, like we mentioned, doesn't wear tires as much as some of the other tracks, but it still makes tire wear a huge factor. So, yeah, you definitely want to get those 4 fresh tires and be able to control your car on the restart.
58 laps remaining as they cross the line. It'll be 57 to go when they take green. You saw Jayco coming around to get his lap back. He should be on the lead lap when he takes that restart. Let's ride around with Deplorable Me, who for the most part has kept one of the cleanest cars in the field. He's kept his nose out of trouble. He will be coming out of pit road 4th in order, and at the front, as you see the 22 get knocked around, it is the 37 of Mr. Slide Job. We're going to let these cars get lined up once again. Stay tuned, though. We're going to have the restart in just a few moments. It's the Thunder Series at Kentucky. Mr. Slide Job in the 37 car, leading us down to the green. He gets an excellent restart, Rylan. The 95 just didn't go. COT Tommy went with the 37 as well. Could be a misshift or spun tires. 56 laps to go as we take the green. Slide Job, Tommy, and now Bo 77 sitting pretty in 3rd place. Let's see if we can ride along with the 88. Big contact there between the 4 and the 12 down the backstretch. Everyone holds it together. And here comes Ford Tough challenging for position on the inside of the 88. 37, 2 at the line, your top 2, and a 2-way battle for 3rd. Bo sitting in 4th, Deplorable Me in 5th, Lurkin Tom in 6th place, and a 7-way battle all the way back. Now riding along with the 88, who's trying to stay behind the 20. Rylan, if you've been struggling all night like Bo has and you finally made it into the top 5, what do you tell yourself to stay in that top 5?
Yeah, you just got to keep a consistent line. Don't let the guys around you make you change your line, and just try and do the best you can to stay up there in the front pack and keep that track position.
Bo still holding 5th place, but Lurkin Tom Gaming in the 95 about to take 5th away from the driver of the Exalta Camaro. He's still holding a tight line. Here comes Mark the Fat Shark. He's going to go with the 95. The high line working for some, not for this Exalta Camaro, but he holds true and continues to fight. Speaking of continuing to fight, drivers like Dusk, drivers like Haybre, you see these two RCR cars. Haybre's in the grass. Haybray's in the grass down the front stretch. He's been struggling tough, but the Dow Camaro continues to fight on. Anything is possible. Mindless Warrior finally breaking into the top 10 for the first time tonight. He's been making the high line work, Rylan.
Yeah, he's doing a great job on the high side, and if you'll look up to the lead, Tommy is challenging Slide Job for that 1st place position.
Let's get back up with the leaders and ride around with the Miller Mustang of COT Tommy. He's right up the backside. He hits the turn 2 wall. The curse of the commentator strikes at Kentucky just as the 2 makes great headway to the Maxwell House Camaro. He slams the turn 2 wall, and now he's about to lose 3rd, 4th, and 5th. 3 wide for the position. You can see the Miller Mustang holding up the traffic. 4, almost 5 wide through the front stretch at Kentucky. Contact there with the 20. Tommy is struggling bad. Rylan, is he going to hang on?
It doesn't look like it. Oh, he's in the wall again. He's just, man, that hit to the wall just ruined his momentum, and he lost all those spots. Yeah, I hate that for Tommy.
finally gotten hold of his race car, slowly rolling into 3 and gaining a good run out of 4. You can see how he's already challenging for position once again. But what a disastrous moment for the 2, and that leaves a sensational gap. 50 laps to go now at Kentucky, and the 37 car leads by a grand margin, almost a full straightaway, as we look from the front of Lurkin Tom's Toyota Camry. '95, several seconds behind the 37, but this is a great moment for the 37 to conserve tires, and this is where the game begins to play out, Rylan. The 95 must chase. The 37, who's far ahead, plays the hare. But does the 37 cane it and burn tires on the rest of this run, or does he conserve resources thinking there won't be a caution coming so soon?
Yeah, I think Slide Job knows that he's got a big lead, and he's able to back it down a little bit and not run as hard as he would if he had someone right on his back bumper. So, you know, on the opposite side, Lurkin's probably running and giving it everything he's got right now, trying to get up there and get to that first place position.
Now running with Jayco, he can see 8 cars currently battling for 3rd place. Look at that mess. Jayco holding off. Here comes the 22 of Nifty Agenda. He's about to get in that scrap. Jayco running the high line is just waiting for something to happen. And look at the 4 wide scrap back here. Contact coming out of turn 4. They still hold it together. 48's gone high. 12's in the
42's around.
And the 42's around. Twisted Navy's gone around. The 12, the 48, the 24 are involved.
Man.
24's in the air.
Huge
Flipping
wreck.
through turn 1. 5 cars involved in that one. 7th caution of the evening will fly over Kentucky. That blue moon of Kentucky shines on everyone tonight, good and bad. 7 cautions tonight at Kentucky. As the leaders will come across the line, it's going to be 37.95 for Slide Job, Lurkin, Deplorable. And what was a 3-second lead for the 37 car is now dashed to nothing with 46 laps to go as they cross the line. Rylan,
Yes.
we're getting down to it. Less than 45 to go when we take the green. There's only going to be 1 or 2 pit stops left. I imagine anything's possible with this full blue moon shining tonight over this Kentucky Speedway.
Yeah, and Slide Job was the last person that wanted to see that caution. I mean, he had a huge lead, and it looked like he was just gaining every lap, just extending that lead. So now the field gets back together, and yeah, like you said, I mean, we're getting close to some serious pit road strategy here. So as you can see, everybody using the access road, looks like everybody's going to come down and get them 4 fresh tires here.
And if you can't beat them, join them, and that's what most of these back markers are going to look to do. We're looking at Jayco in the 21 Wood Brothers entry. Behind the 22 Penske entry, Nifty Agenda dives down, Jayco dives down. The 2 oldest drivers in the field, the 21 and the 22 respectively, but that doesn't mean they lack any speed at all. In fact, Rylan, I would say these are 2 of the most patient drivers in the field. With less than 50 to go this time by, expect big things out of the old-timers.
Absolutely. You know, they got a lot of experience, and like you said, it makes them very patient. They wait for the racetrack and the car to come to them, so look for them to definitely be competitors in the last several laps of this race.
With Deplorable Me in the 4 Busch Beer Mustang, he dropped to the mid-pack during this last stint. He'll be looking to make progress. At the front, still 37.95, and it looks like the 20 car of Ford Tough. A little bit of pit strategy. He'll be restarting in 3rd. Camry, your top 3 at the restart. Rolling along back to green, you're with the 20 of Ford Tough, who will restart third. Let's ride along with this top 5 and see how they get on this next restart. .37 leading the 20, who now takes second place, diving down into the first corner. 37, 20, 95, and here comes Bo 77, the highest ranked Hendrick Chevrolet, making some noise in fourth. They string out just barely. Look at them weave left and right down the backstretch. 4 fresh Goodyear tires and a tank full of Sunoco fuel gives them all the reason to go 3 wide through the fourth corner, out of 4, 37, 20, 88 at the line. The 95 of Lurkin Tom Gaming rolling to the high side, rolling with Richie C. USA, watching all of this unfold. 44 laps to go. Finally, let's get back with the leaders, and specifically Lurkin Tom Gaming, who's making all of the use of the high side necessary. He's not only using the middle lane, he's going all the way to the wall, trying to make it 3 wide. Is there any speed that high on the racetrack, Rylan?
Yeah, it's tough to make that very. Lurkin's in the grass.
95's in the grass after contact with the 88. He barely holds it together. 43's into the 21. The 12, the 21's around in 1. 21's been left around on the high side of the first corner. Slide Job still the leader at the moment of caution. Jaco gathers his car and comes around. Drivers are still racing
43's
after that
around.
2-3 car incident. The 43's gone around. Leaders still racing. 37, 20. 4, your top 3, and they're still moving at speed, no caution. We're still racing, no caution just yet. Ford Tough in the 20 Camry holds second. Slide Job still in first in the number 37 Camaro, and now finally
caution's
the
out.
Yellow flag flies over Kentucky. Caution number 8. Rylan, it started with the 95 and the 88 of Lurkin Tom and Bo, respectively. They made contact coming out of 4. It looks like the 95 came high into the 43 of Mindless Warrior. Warrior had nowhere to go. He got into the 21 of Jaco, who made contact with the outside wall. Jaco spun around. The 43 spun around shortly after him, and that brings out caution number 8 at Kentucky with 43 laps to go.
Yeah, as a driver, when you see someone out in the grass or coming up high, your initial reaction is to react. And a lot of the times when you react, there's cars around you, and it just ends up a domino effect and collects several cars in the wreck. So unfortunate for Jaco that he got caught up in that, but he can get his damage fixed, get 4 fresh tires, and get back on the track and see what he can do.
We're going to take a short pause as we look at the number 21 Wood Brothers Motorcraft Mustang. Stick around, that green flag is coming in less than 60 seconds. You see the 22's around on the backstretch. Let's get with Nifty Agenda, and hopefully he gets his hot rod pointed in the right direction. We'll have less than 40 to go this time by, or approximately 40 laps to go. Ryland, we mentioned the difference in turn 1 and turn 3. Turns 1 and 2 specifically banked at 17 degrees, 3 and 4 banked at 14 degrees. Can 3 degrees of banking really make the difference between these corners?
Oh yeah, it can. A lot of people, when you say that, 17 and 14, they think, oh, that's not a big difference. But you get your car on a racetrack with 3 degrees of difference in banking, and that is a huge difference.
Big challenge already for 4th place. COT Tommy to the inside of the 4. He's charging up. The 88 of Bo 77. He's your new leader. He leads for the first time tonight. Twisted Navy in the 42 Clover Camaro. This is his highest position all night long, but the guy they've been chasing sits right behind them. that Maxwell House Camaro of Mr. Slide Job in third place. He sniffs the lead. Coming out of the fourth corner, he's going to the inside of the 42. He looks to make it 3 wide. He can't make it stick. He's going to move to the inside of the 88 car. COT Tommy watching this all unfold. 12's around on the front stretch. No caution so far. 37 still charging. A couple of other cars making contact. And to the front, new leader, car 37, Mr. Slide Job.
What a run. I mean, he got that inside lane, and he just took off and just passed both those cars for the lead. That was a great run by Slide Job.
In the first lap off the restart, completing lap 97 and starting lap 98. It's Mr. Slide Job leading all 15 competitors down this 10-degree banked tri-oval. 37 laps to go at Kentucky and Ryland. Slide Job is already opening a can on the rest of the field.
Yeah, he is, and hopefully tonight's his night. He's been dominant in several other tracks, so I don't want to jinx him, but hopefully he'll be there at the end.
Let's hope the curse doesn't strike. Slide Job has dominated at least 3 or 4 races tonight where it just has not come through for him at the end. Hopefully tonight doesn't repeat that trend. At the middle of the pack, you see contact. The 21 of Jayco gets into the 20. He makes contact off of the turn 2 wall. Contact with the 14 of Poor Boy. He's around. 21 and 14 making contact in turn 2. And the driver slowing down already so far. It looks like the caution will come out once again at Kentucky. 36 laps to go. This time the 21 who was involved in the first caution tonight, involved in our most recent caution. Rylan, just when Jayco starts to make progress, it goes south.
Yeah, you hate that for Jayco. It's just one of those deals in the wrong place at the wrong time. And, a lot of these drivers, I'm sure, have a tighter setup. I know Lurkin runs a tight setup. I run with him on a weekly basis, and they're just wishing for a green flag run because that's when those tight race cars really come in and their handling pays off. So I know they're just hoping for a green flag run so they can make up some time on these leaders.
Everybody's going to be coming down pit road for Goodyear tires and Sunoco Racing fuel. As we look at the 37, I say everybody.
Oh, Tommy stayed out.
The 2 car of COT Tommy staying out. We've seen this pay off twice before where a driver can hang on with semi-worn tires. I was just going to say the 37 of Mr. Slide Job will be leading us to green, but coming to 33 laps to go, it will be the Miller Mustang of COT Tommy leading us to the green flag.
Yeah, and Tommy, he's a smart driver, so he knows, hey, this thing, it's not going to stay green for long, more than likely, so he's taking a gamble, to stay out front and hope that a caution comes out and he can get back on the same cycle as these leaders.
I like that you mentioned gamble, Ryland. There's going to be 35 laps to go. Each of these race cars hold approximately 30 laps of Sunoco race fuel. So with enough cautions, a driver theoretically could make it to the end on gas. But gas is not tonight's theme as far as resources. It is tires, tires, tires. How long do you expect these tires to last? And with just around 30 to go when we come to this green flag, is gambling on tires a good idea?
I personally don't think so. I mean, we above average ran our truck race earlier this week, and tires would fall off after about 10 laps, and after 15 to 20 laps, you were screaming for 4 fresh tires. So I really don't think that the drivers can push it 30, especially not 35 laps. So they're going to definitely need some tires, but yeah, there's going to be some strategy played out for sure.
To the green flag, new leader, car number 2, COT Tommy in the Miller Mustang. He leads 15 hungry competitors, staring him down and filling his mirror with 750 horsepower monsters ready to pounce at any mistake. The 2 getting incredibly loose out of the second corner. 88-4-37 taking advantage. 95-43 to the inside of the 2. Tommy is sliding back, gone is the Miller Mustang. He makes contact with the turn 4 wall, and so much for leading another lap. The 24's around now. The 43's trying to avoid him. 24's been collected at the back. It looks like by some other car. The 8 of Dusk was involved as well. We complete one more lap of racing. Surely that brings out another caution. At this point, Rylan, I've lost count, but it's lap 103 out of 134, and so far we've had at least 8 cautions at Kentucky. What happened there, Rylan? 24 just went around on the front stretch.
Yeah, he just went around. I mean, I don't know if he got in the apron or if somebody got into him, and I thought Nifty was in it, but that was actually the number 8 of Dusk. That both of them got together. But I mean, yeah, like you said, I mean, there's been so many cautions. I feel like we're in the double digits at this point. So you got to think that we're not done with cautions, and that's going to play into strategy. I mean, it really is.
I'll give you some strategy, Rylan. 4 drivers decided to stay out. As you see it, it's the 88 of Bo in the Exalta Camaro just to the left on our screen there. It's the 4 of Deplorable Me in the Busch Mustang. To the left of Jaco in the Ally Camaro is Tristan. And, of course, as we mentioned him, Jaco in the Wood Brothers Ford Motorcraft Mustang. These 4 staying out for track position. Everybody can make it on fuel. Tires will be crucial, and now they're rolling the dice on another caution coming out. They do say, Rylan, cautions breed cautions.
Yeah, and Rick, I really like the top 4. I think that was a great move. I mean, they don't have a lot of laps on their tires, maybe 1.5 laps. Get that track position. I mean, that's key. If your tires aren't worn. So I think they made a really good decision staying out, and hopefully they can hold it up front.
30 laps to go as we come to the green. Let's ride around with Deplorable Me in the 4. He's starting to the outside of Bo 77 in the 88 Exalta Camaro. Lap 104 about to be completed. 105 underway. 30 more laps under the blue moon of Kentucky. We're racing again. What a jump. The 88 held it all the way to the line. The inside line moved. The 4 didn't go. Rylan, that's the second time today we saw that the outside line just did not move.
Yeah, it looks like the 88 just, waited a little bit, and I think it caught Deplorable off guard on the outside line and ended up costing everybody in the outside line several positions.
Restart strategy playing with that outside line. Some contact between the 14 and the 20, but at the front, you see a change for the lead. It's the 37 of Mr. Slide Job. Just like the last restart, in one lap, he makes his way to the front. New leader, car 37, 88 to the outside, Tristram. Another Hendrick Chevrolet holding third. Cars having some trouble staying in a straight line coming out of the second corner. You see everybody snaking around, diving to the inside. The 95 having connection issues on the high side there. Lurkin Tom trying to hold it together. Rylan, that's our points leader who's sinking like a lead balloon.
Yeah, and you saw the lagging issues, and most of the time, anytime someone has lagging issues, they try and drop to the back and get out of everybody's way, but that's a huge hit for him in the points.
Huge hit for Lurkin Tom, and the hits continue, Rylan. He can't stay off the wall. Haybray into the grass on the front stretch. He is now at the very tail end of this one by miles. Look at the 95. He's slowing. The 95 is slowing, Rylan. He's struggling to get a hold of this one. You can see the connection issues in the 95, Rylan. We'll catch up with him later. Oh, we hope this isn't how it ends for Lurkin Tom Gaming. Back up at the front, riding with Mark the Fat Shark. You can see he's made some sort of contact that's causing him to sink back. His Penske teammate to the inside. Mark continues to struggle this evening. At the front, Mr. Slide Job pulling away in grand fashion. 37, 88, your top 2 at the line. Deplorable Me in the number 4 Busch Mustang. He now comes into second. 26 laps to go. It's now 37 for your top 2. two Hendrick Camaros fighting for third. That's Tristan in the 48, Bo 77 in the 88, Twisted Navy in the 42, and Mindless Warrior in the 43. Ryland Mindless is a driver who struggled. 88's gone around as the 88 gone around. 88's gone around on the front stretch. 22's gone around as well. We just missed it. We apologize there, but we see just the tail end of that one. Let's catch back up with the 88 car. You can see the 95 of Lurkin has gone around. Drivers no longer racing at speed. It looks like the caution comes out once again after two cars are involved. And for those of you at home asking why so many cautions, Thursday Night Thunder rules dictate if two or more cars are involved in an incident, a yellow flag will fly over the speedway. Drivers call their own manual cautions, slow down to speed, caution speed, and line themselves up for pit stops and the restart. Ryland, one guy who lucked out, Lurkin Tom Gaming. It looks like he was on the verge of exiting with connection issues, but he's holding fine at the back of this one.
Yeah, and at this point, he's just hoping he makes it to the end of the race and hopes, he can pass two or three people. I mean, you pass just a couple people, that's points. I mean, points are key. So especially with him being the points leader and Deplorable running up front, he can't afford to lose any points to Deplorable, who's second in points right now.
Deplorable sitting in second points, Deplorable was just 30 points behind the 95 of Lurkin Tom Gaming. And now Lurkin Tom stands to lose more than a handful. He stands to lose two handfuls of points if he doesn't come through with a top 5 finish. Now with our leader, Mr. Slidejob, who's going to lead his 15 competitors down pit road. It's going to be 22 laps to go when we take the green flag at Kentucky. Stick around for just a moment. We're going nowhere. The green flag back on in less than 60 seconds. Back with you on the Thursday Night Thunder Series. You're looking at Mr. Slidejob, who has been the most dominant driver all evening. He currently sits in third thanks to the pit strategy of Twisted Navy in the 42 and Jaco in the 21 to the outside. Your new leader in the 42, Twisted Navy. He'll be leading us to the green with 22 laps to go. Rylan, we have seen special things out of Twisted on the plate tracks. This is nothing like a plate track, but he does drive one of the smoothest lines available. Is he going to be able to hold the lead with worn tires?
Yeah, I mean, he does have a lot of wear on his tires, but that 37 is just fast. I mean, you can see already he's looking on the inside of Twisted, so it's going to be tough to hold that 37 back.
Already big contact, the points leader, Lurkin Tom. We just mentioned he needs a good finish. He sees himself stone dead last after massive contact with that outside wall. The 42 still holding the lead, but here comes Slidejob to the inside. He's looking to take that away from him. 37 to the inside of the 42, and at the point of the race, new leader, car 37, now 21 laps left at Kentucky. 4 makes contact at the turn 1 wall. 4's in the wall. 21 launches him into the air. Jaco sends Deplorable Me flying just as Deplorable made his challenge to the outside of the leader. He makes contact with that green safer barrier, and Deplorable Me sails into the blue night sky of Kentucky. Caution flies once again. We can't get more than a few laps of green flag racing. You see everybody, almost everybody, funneling down into pit lane. It is a scramble for track position and tires, Rylan.
Yeah, and you know, it's funny that I mean, we ran half a lap, and you still see people coming down and getting tires, making adjustments. So that just shows how ill-handling some of these race cars are, that they are wanting tires and fuel and adjustments even after just half of a green flag lap.
With Ford Tough, who is currently around in his pit stall, he has led a couple laps at the front. He'll be looking to get a good finish at the end of this one. Twisted Navy, who led us to green, he was holding his own before that yellow came out. He will not be restarting first, as previously mentioned. It will be the 20 of... It won't be the 20 of Ford Tough. It's going to be a poor boy 52. Rylan, we haven't mentioned his name very much all night, but he's going to get points for leading a lap. Your new leader is a poor boy, and he is choosing track position along with Bo 77 and Dusk in the 8.
Yeah, huge gamble for both of those guys. You know, I mean, Boner's been running up front, but like you said, we haven't mentioned the poor boy in the 14. We haven't mentioned Dusk in the 8. You know, really nothing to lose on their end. I mean, we're running out of laps. You know, this could be a huge help for them. But again, you know, will those slightly worn tires cause issues and stack up the field as they take the green flag here?
With the 14 of a poor boy sitting at the point, he leads us to the green. Your new leader leading the 8 and the 88 respectively into the first corner, already pushing and shoving, funneling down into 1. A poor boy still leading them, but not anymore. Here's the 88 of Bo 77.
Oh,
he's going to be the new leader going
20.
into 3. A couple of cars make contact in the third corner, leading them through 3 and 4. Here comes Bo at the point. He's going to lead us after the restart. '88, 20, 14 going into the first corner. A couple of cars already in the grass. Sitting under the 88. Here's the move for first place. Rylan used the slingshot. Ford Tough used the slingshot on the 88 to get to the point. Here comes Mark the Fat Shark underneath the 20 car as they come out of the fourth corner to the line. 20, 12, 88 at Kentucky. And what a move for the lead. Here comes the 88 to the inside of the 12. Dives it down into the first corner, and we're not done yet. 17 to go.
Yeah, you know, we haven't mentioned Mark the Fat Shark in a long time. You know, he was up front in stage 1, and here he is. You know, he was just waiting, and he is fighting for the lead here in the last closing laps.
20, 12, 88 to the line. Mark the Fat Shark holding Tough in second place, challenging to the inside of Ford Tough. Here's another move. That low line has not been working very well, but Mark makes it stick. He's now leading the race. New leader, car number 12. 15 to go, this time by. Ford in second place. Richie C sitting in third. He's finally made it into the top 5 for the first time tonight after being involved in the second caution of the race. 15 to go this time by. It's now 12, 20, 24. Mustang Camry Camaro at the line. You can see just that blue speck of Mr. Slide Job making his way through the field. He has led the majority of the laps tonight, but will fate curse him once more? Rylan, we've gotten used to seeing Slide Job leading these races for so long, only to be cursed at the end. 20 inside of the 12.
Yeah, when you get stuck back in traffic, Rick, it's hard to run your line. So he's really having to check up. He's having to change the line that he's driving, and you can see it's affecting his ability to get back to the front.
12 trying to cross over on the 20. Mark still with the inside line. He's going to have to use a little bit of the apron. put some wheels on that yellow line. Here comes Richie C USA. He wants to join the fight for the lead. And don't look now, it's the 95 of Lurkin Tom Gaming sitting in 4th place.
Unbelievable.
24 to the inside of the 12.
Just talking about him being in the back, and now he's running for 4th, running these top 3 down. Unbelievable.
43's around in the first corner. 43 is around. I don't know that anybody else has been involved with him. Let's see if we can catch up with Mindless Warrior in the 43. He continues to putter along at the back. We stay green. Lurkin Tom now to the outside. 4-way fight for 4th place. 37 to the inside of the 95. 4 in the middle. Look at these 5 cars fight for position. 6, 7 cars in that gaggle now. Mark the Fat Shark, he currently sits in 3rd. New leader, car 24. Has the 88 gone around? These 4 continue to fight. Let's get back with these drivers. You say the 88's gone around. You can see him, COT Tommy, all by himself after he's been involved in that accident. Caution flies on lap 123 of 134. We're going to have the green flag with less than 10 laps to go at Kentucky. Rylan, what happened between the 2 and the 88?
Yeah, it was hard to see from where I was looking at, but it looks like the 88 got loose. He was pushed down on the apron, and when he went around, Tommy just had nowhere to go and just ran into him. So it's one of those deals. You run these cars so close together that if one car goes around, man, it's hard to avoid them.
It will be 10 laps to go this time by Rylan. Now is the time. If you've never gambled on track position before, now is the time to gamble. It'll be 9 laps to go when we take the green flag. Who stays out? Who gets tires?
Yeah, I think if you're in the back, you got to gamble. I mean, track position is key here. So we'll see if anybody stays out. But then again, they're probably banking on another caution. So you may see everyone come down and get 4 fresh tires.
Cautions do breed cautions. You see the 43 coming down pit road along with just about everybody else. I can't count a single soul brave enough to stay out on these worn tires, but it'll be 9 laps to go when we get the green flag, and this race off pit road could be the one that determines the winner.
Yeah, it looks like maybe the 24 took 2 tires. He came out awfully quick. So
Richie
definitely
C.
some
USA,
strategy.
he was the leader. Twisted Navy coming out in 2nd. Strategy playing through. Mark the Fat Shark in 3rd. Looks like the 95 comes out in 4th. 37 just beats the 4 car out of pit lane. That's going to be your top 5 as we take the green with 9 laps to go. Rylan, buckle up.
Yeah, pull your belts tight. It's going to be a crazy, crazy 9 laps. I'm looking forward to it, Rick.
The Thunder Series, only 11 rounds complete. 9 more laps to complete round 12 and decide the winner. Richie C. USA, just 1 pole this year, no wins. Twisted Navy in the 42 Clover Camaro. He had an excellent chance to win at Talladega a couple of weeks ago, just came up short. Mark the Fat Shark, he won his very first Thunder Series appearance at Homestead. No top 3s since. 9 to go with the green flag in the air and ready to wave on Richie's command. We're racing once again, a huge gap back to 3rd. 24 leads them to the line. 9 to go at Kentucky. .37 now down to the inside with 4 tires and fresh fuel. Slide Job looking to make that move for the lead. Sandwich between 2 Hendrick Chevrolets. It's the 24, the 37, and the 48. Your top 3. 37 to the inside of the 24. 8 to go this time by. Richie throws the block, but it's not low enough. Here comes Slide Job with a great run, with a super run out of the 4th corner. New leader, car 37. And some cars are around on the front stretch, it looks like. In turn 1, that's the 88 that's gone around. That's Dusk that's also gone around in the 1st corner. Yellow
caution's out.
Flies again. cautions out again. We'll see if they come down pit road. No one's coming. No one's coming. We're getting the yellow flag now. Slide Job will be the leader. He'll sit at the point. Looks to be just a quickie yellow, if you will. The 88 of Bo, he comes down pit road. He was involved in that accident. Hey Bray stays out. Mindless Warrior stays out. Dusk stays out as well. He'll take track position rather than tires after being involved in that accident. Lurkin Tom Gaming currently sitting in 5th place. He was on the verge of leaving this race with connection issues. He stays tough, holding position. Mark the Fat Shark in 4th. He is your highest ranked Ford. Mr. Slide Job leading this race at the front in the Maxwell House Camaro, followed by Richie C in the number 24 Hertz Camaro, and Richie C's Hendrick teammate in the Ally Camaro, Tristrand, rounding out your top 3. Still single file this time by. We'll see if these drivers decide to come down pit road for service. It's going to be a shootout. I can't imagine we're going to have any more cautions after this one. Slide Job is staying out. Slide Job is staying out, and here's the bravery. Here's the strategy, Rylan. You chuckle, but secretly Slide Job is shaking.
Oh, yeah,
It looks like your top 8 stays out, so the field is literally split in half between those that will and those that won't come down pit road.
Yeah, and I don't think Slide Job has anything to worry about with 7 guys behind him with worn tires. But guys like Jayco running 6th, Nifty in 7th, Deplorable in 8th, those guys are going to be worried because they're going to have cars behind them with 4 brand new tires, and those guys are going to want to get to the front quick with only a handful of laps left.
5 exactly, Rylan. 5 measly laps to decide the winner of the Thunder Series at Kentucky. Slide Job has dominated this race all night long, but he's going to be on old tires. The 24 of Richie C USA has never won a race in the Thunder Series. He'll be on old tires. Tristrand without a win. Mark the Fat Shark and Lurkin Tom in the 95, the only 2 drivers of this top 5 to beat recent winners. Slide Job still under that umbrella of having that curse. We'll see who wins this race. 5 laps to go at Kentucky. Buckle up, strap in, put on your helmets if you feel so inclined. The fireworks are about to pop off. Green flags in the air. 37 leads us. We're underway with 5 laps to go.
Great restart by the 37.
Amazing restart shot out of a cannon. 37, 48, 95, your top 3. Slide Job, the Ron Hornaday is strong within him. Look at the gap he's created. Now looking from Jayco's hot rod. He currently sits in 5th place. A big bump from the 22. 4 to the outside of the 21. He's going to be taking position as they come out of that 4th corner. It's going to be 37, 48, 95, and here's a battle for 2nd place between Tristrand and Lurkin Tom. Lurkin sends it to the inside for 2nd place. 37, 95, 48, your top 3. Tristrand with the crossover under the 95, out of the 2nd corner and with a run. Tristrand has to tuck in behind the 95. He'll send it into 3, but the 95 starts to peel away. The 95 did not pick up tires, neither did the 37. Both of these cars on worn tires. 3 to go this time by. 37 leading the 95. Rylan, if the 95 had a move to make, where would it be?
Oh, he's just got to get good runs off the exits. I mean, turn 2, turn 4, get that good run, get the momentum, and reel in that 37. Try and get some draft off of them and see if you can't reel them in.
3 to go as they come to the line. The 95 closes up the gap. Look at him use the high banking to gain speed and dive it into the apron to gain momentum into the 1st corner. 3 to go. It's the 37 leading the 95, and now we have a change for third. The red and white Penske Mustang of Mark the Fat Shark slides into third. It looks like it's Jayco sitting behind him in fourth. If Jayco hangs on, it'll be his first top 5 of the evening. Lurkin Tom to the inside of the 37, coming to the white flag.
He
this
is
going
there,
to be the
Rick.
battle for the win. He's there, Ryland. One thing to catch, another thing to pass. White flag is in the air. 97's gonna make his move. 97 to the outs, 95 to the outside of the 37. Can he make it stick, Ryland? Can he make it stick?
Oh, he gets a good run. He gets a good run off the back straightaway. This is going to be a great
run
turn
down
3.
the backstretch. 37, 95 for the lead. The blue moon of Kentucky has kept on shining all night long, and it's going to shine over the drag race to the line. To the inside, it's the 37. 95 to the outside, to the line, to the line. Dress side by side. It was a drag race. I didn't see who got to the line. It looked like the 37 beat him. Timing and scoring shows it's the 37 of Mr. Slide Job winning the race, winning the drag to the finish. Unbelievable way to end it at Kentucky. Mr. Slide Job winning the Thursday Night Thunder Series. Round 12 goes to him. 134 laps up, 134 laps down, and when the dust settles on Thursday night, Mr. Slide Job sits at the top. What a finish.
Wow, finally got the camel off his back, got that win, and man, he got it in a amazing fashion. That was an amazing race to the finish.
7/1000ths of a second is the gap as you see it. Let's see if we can get a hold of Mr. Slide Job, who comes away victorious. 7 measly 1,000ths of a second at the line. What a finish. Slide Job first. Lurkin Tom second, Mark the Fat Shark third, and now joining us, our winner in spectacular fashion. Slide Job, be so kind, include your party audio for us, and catch your breath, Slide Job. Congratulations on that thrilling win.
Did you like that?
What a finish. How did you pull that off?
I don't know, man. I had a fast car all day, and I had an incident. I tried to fake some people out, and I was 6 feet to the right of the cone. Still got pulled into pit road, got a speeding penalty. Had to go all the way through the field again. I thought that was the one thing that was going to keep me out, like every race. And we got back up to second. Or actually, yeah, up to second, had a caution, then took the lead there, had a caution, stayed out, and we got a really good restart. We pretty much faked everyone out because we went late in the restart box. And that 95 had a rocket ship coming up through, and I tried to just keep the bottom lane so he couldn't get underneath me. And coming out of 3 and 4, we were side by side. He had the run off the corner, and I was prepared to put him in the wall if he got a little bit closer. But man, I just nosed him out there. It was clean. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to win so bad, and we finally did it. And I just want to say thank you to everybody in Thursday Night Thunder. Fantastic racers. I love coming every single week. They push me to do better. And I felt like I really finally earned it, you know, after so many good cars. You know, they've really put the test to me, and this is my first league win at Kentucky, so that's also huge for me. So, all in all, just a perfect day.
Fantastic win, Slide Job. Once again, congratulations on that thrilling win.
Yep, congrats, Slide Job.
Thank you.
Awesome.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Now, with our unfortunate runner-up, but a fantastic way to end it. Lurkin, we saw you with connection issues at the back of the race, and we were worried you would not even finish. Where did that run come from in that final lap? Lurkin?
Hello? Sorry.
Lurkin, you got us, pal?
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. How you doing?
No, we're fine, Lurkin. We're trying to catch our breaths here in the booth. Thank you for putting on a beautiful show. Unfortunate that you couldn't come home as the winner, but that was a great run at the end. How'd you pull that off?
I saw him getting away, and I said, I gotta see what I can do. So I pushed as hard as I could. I can't believe I got to him, but that was really fun. A really fun finish. Regardless what happened, that was fun.
It was a great finish, and we were afraid that you weren't almost going to finish this race with connection issues towards the end of that one. Were you afraid that you also weren't going to finish?
I thought I was gonna lag out. It was apparently pretty bad, so I had to drop all the way to the back. But luckily, it was a caution fest, which is not good. But I was able to get back to the front.
The end was enough to keep people on their seats after 134 laps. That was beautifully, beautifully done, Lurkin. Unfortunately, you couldn't bring home the trophy, but a good points day overall in second. Congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, congrats, Lurkin. Great race, man. It was an awesome finish.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Lurkin Tom Gaming will maintain his points lead, Rylan, but for me, my driver of the day has to be Jayco in the 21. He did come home in third place.
Yeah, I
Fourth
couldn't
place,
agree.
excuse me. He came home fourth.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. You know, Jayco struggled a little bit in the TNT series since he started, had a few lag issues, and for him to come home with a top 5 finish, that's awesome for Jayco. Glad to see him running well, and you know, also Tommy running the fastest lap. You know, got to shout out to Tommy. He was fast throughout the race as well.
You read my mind, Rylan. We saw Tommy he challenged for the lead at some points. He even led a couple of laps, which was beautiful, and he came away with the fastest lap, so bonus points for the driver of the Miller Mustang. What a sensational finish at Kentucky. Next week, it is the All-Star. Special rules, special prizes on hand. The Thursday Night Thunder Series heads on home to the Charlotte Motor Speedway for the All-Star event. For Rylan Panel, I'm Rick James, 36. What a finish at Kentucky. Your winner in the Thursday Night Thunder Series, Mr. Slide Job. We'll catch you next Thursday night at 9 for the All-Star race from Charlotte.